Ezekiel was a prophet that was called to the Israelites when they were in a season of despair. They were beaten down by the armies around them. And so what God does is he takes Ezekiel up to a valley, and it's filled with dry bones. And he tells Ezekiel to walk up and down the valley just so he can see how dead the bones are. And in this valley of despair, God asks Ezekiel this question: Son of man, can these bones live? And I just think that when God has us in a place of despair, that's his question to us. Can you believe that I can still do something? You're looking at death. You're looking at bones. But do you believe that I can still work? And maybe you've been in a situation or a circumstance like that, where you've faced hopelessness and you look at your circumstances and you see no way for God to even do anything. And I believe that those are the times when we learn the most about what God can actually do. Because when we are the farthest down, that is when God has the capacity to build our hope. And that's what he wanted to do for Ezekiel. And what Ezekiel gets to see God do is the impossible in that valley. Because the bones start rising up, and then they become an army. And God is showing Ezekiel that from these bones, he can create an army, a new start, where Ezekiel couldn't have possibly imagined what God was going to show him. And now Ezekiel gets to take that hope back to the Israelites. And I think that's a great lesson for us. Because when God does that in our life, when we are down to the bottom and God does something incredible in our life, then we increase the hope of others by what happened to us. So we become hope bearers when God brings the hope to us. But we have to experience despair in order to get that hope. And so if you're in a season of despair, that is actually a great stage that's set for God to show you something incredible about himself.